So you want to move to Australia, but you've got one big problem: no work experience. Everyone says you need it, but is that really true? What if I told you there's still a way forward, even if you're just starting out? In this video, I'll break down the truth about Australia's new core skills visa, what's possible without experience, and the exact steps you can take right now to make your Australian dream a reality.
Don't skip a second. This could be the information that changes everything for you.
Moving to Australia might be a dream, but if you don't have work experience, it can feel really tough. But did you know, in this video, I'll explain the Australia Core Skills Visa pathway and how you can prepare even without experience. Whether you're just starting out or switching careers, this video is super important for you. Make sure to watch until the end, and if you find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your questions in the comments. So let's start with the basics. Australia has made big changes to its skilled migration system. They've introduced a new structure called the Skills in Demand Visa. This visa replaces the older subclass 482 Temporary Skill Shortage Visa. Under this new setup, there are 3 pathways, and the one most people are talking about is the core skills stream. That's the one designed for most skilled workers who want to live and work in Australia. It covers a wide range of occupations and is meant to be more streamlined and easier to access than before. Now, here's the part where many people start to worry. One of the key requirements for the core skills visa is having at least 1 year of work experience in your nominated occupation or a closely related field. So, if you're someone with absolutely no experience in your chosen field, this requirement might feel like a roadblock. And to be honest, right now, under the current rules, it is. Without that minimum 1 year of relevant experience, you won't meet the eligibility criteria for the core skills pathway. But that doesn't mean the door is completely closed. And it definitely doesn't mean you should give up on your Australian dream. What it means is that you might need to take a few more steps before you can successfully apply. And in this video, I'll break those steps down so you can plan your journey the smart way. Let's talk about the reason behind this 1-year experience rule. In the past, Australia required 2 years of experience for many skilled visas. The new system actually reduced that to 1 year to make it more accessible. So in a way, they've already made a big concession to help more people qualify. The Australian government wants skilled workers, yes, but they also understand that not everyone has long resumes or decades of work under their belt. That's why they're trying to strike a balance between maintaining high standards and opening doors to more migrants. Still, they do want to see some level of hands-on experience, even if it's just 1 year. This is where you can start building your path. If you don't have experience now, think about how you can gain it over the next 6 to 12 months. Even part-time work, internships, volunteer roles, or casual employment in your field can count toward that 1 year of experience. The key is that the work needs to match the duties and responsibilities of the occupation you plan to nominate on your visa application. This is something a lot of people overlook. They assume only full-time, high-paying jobs count, but that's not the case. If you can document your duties, provide references, and show payslips or contracts, even less formal work can be valid. So if you're currently studying or between jobs, now is the time to look for entry-level roles or internships in your field. Even if they don't pay much or anything at all, they can be the stepping stone you need. Another point to keep in mind is that your experience doesn't always have to be in the exact same occupation. Australia also allows for experience in a closely related field to count. So let's say you want to apply as a network administrator, but haven't worked in that exact job yet. If you've been working in IT support or another tech-related role where you perform similar tasks, that might still qualify as relevant experience. So, how do you figure out what counts as closely related experience? The Australian immigration system uses something called the ANSCO code, which is a classification system for different occupations. Each job on the list has a description of the tasks and responsibilities it includes. If your previous roles or current role involve similar tasks, there's a good chance that experience will be accepted. It's always a good idea to speak with a migration agent or do a detailed comparison yourself to be sure. Now, if you're really starting from scratch and have no way of gaining experience in your home country, there are still other options. One common pathway is to go to Australia on a student visa. While studying, you're allowed to work part-time, and in some cases, full-time during holidays. If you choose a course that's aligned with your future nominated occupation and work in a related job while studying, you can start collecting experience that way. After finishing your course, you may be eligible for a graduate visa, which gives you more time to work and build up the required experience before transitioning to the core skills pathway. Yes, this route takes longer and can be expensive, but for many people, it's the most realistic way to eventually qualify for skilled migration. Plus, studying in Australia has the added benefit of improving your English, helping you adapt to Australian work culture, and building local networks. All of these can be huge advantages when it's time to look for an employer to sponsor you. Another thing to consider is employer sponsorship. Even under the new visa system, employers still play a major role. If you can find an Australian employer who is willing to sponsor you and they can prove you are the right fit for the role, that opens another pathway. Now, of course, most employers prefer candidates with experience, but some industries are facing serious skill shortages, and in those cases, an employer might be more flexible if they see potential in you. Again, this is where internships or even networking on platforms like LinkedIn can be very helpful. Some job seekers have successfully reached out to companies in Australia directly, offered to work remotely first, or asked for an internship. Once they prove themselves, they're more likely to be considered for sponsorship. Don't underestimate the power of personal initiative. Even a cold email or a short video introduction can help you stand out. You should also stay updated on the core skills occupation list. This list changes over time based on Australia's labor market needs. Right now, it includes more than 450 occupations across various sectors. If your current field isn't on the list, look into closely related occupations or consider retraining in a field that is in demand. The list is designed to reflect where Australia needs workers the most, so aligning yourself with one of those roles increases your chances of being sponsored or qualifying for a visa. Let's talk briefly about income thresholds. Under the core skills stream, there's something called the core skills threshold. This means the job you're being sponsored for must offer a salary that meets or exceeds a minimum income level. This is to ensure that overseas workers aren't being underpaid or exploited. For you, this means your job offer needs to be legitimate and meet Australian standards. It's also another reason why building your skills and gaining some work experience, even if it's basic, is important. It puts you in a stronger position to negotiate a fair salary. If you're wondering about processing times, the Australian government has stated that they aim to process most core skills visa applications within a few months. But in reality, times can vary depending on your occupation, the quality of your documents, and how busy the immigration department is. Having a complete and well-documented application can help you avoid delays. Now, I know this all might feel overwhelming, especially if you're just beginning your journey. But here's the takeaway. No, you can't currently apply for the Australia Poor Skills Visa with zero experience. But that doesn't mean you can't work toward it. Your goal should be to gain that 1 year of relevant experience as efficiently and strategically as possible. Whether that's through part-time work, internships, studying in Australia, or working in a related role, there are ways to build your eligibility step by step. And while you're doing that, don't forget to focus on other aspects of your profile. Things like your English language score, educational qualifications, and professional certifications can make a big difference. Australia looks at your overall value as a skilled migrant, not just one single factor. So improving all parts of your profile gives you the best shot at success. One last thing before we wrap up. The Australian immigration system is still evolving. More changes are expected over the next year, especially as the government continues to review migration policies. New opportunities may open up, and experience requirements could shift depending on the country's economic needs. That's why it's so important to stay informed. Follow official immigration channels, subscribe to updates, and watch videos like this one to keep learning. So, if you're serious about moving to Australia but don't have experience yet, now is the time to start planning. Set a timeline, figure out how you'll get that 1 year of experience, improve your qualifications, and build connections. The process may be slow, but every step you take brings you closer to your goal. So friends, even if you don't have experience yet, there is still a way to the Australia Core Skills Visa pathway. It just takes some planning and effort. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who wants to move to Australia, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any useful updates. If you have any questions, write them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.